Longest waiting period.
And there was a lockdown. No appointments available.
There was another setback.
Pandemic hit us 4:45 a.m. in the morning.
Most emotional time. And I was so excited.
And I think the major issue was
the best decision we made.
And we are the first immigrants.
A lot of changes.
And we chose this program.
It's exactly a year today and I have no idea where did the time go.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So if you are new to the channel, my name is Raghav.
And I am Akanksha and we have been making videos for over a year now wherein we moved our base from Bangalore to our hometown and finally in this new country, Canada.
So if you are coming to Canada as a new immigrant, make sure you check out our videos on our channel and get to know how are we settling in Canada as a family of two.
Before we begin this video, I just want to give you a disclaimer that there have been a lot of changes that we have been seeing since the time we have applied for this process. So I would suggest you to go through the websites as well to understand more about it. In today's video, we are going to share our part of the journey with you.
To begin with, we want to let you know that we came to Canada through Express Entry program, and we chose this program because we calculated our points basis our studies, our experience and our possible IELTS score. So we anticipated the draw results and we came to a conclusion that our points were very closely matching to the points that were going on at that point in time, and we decided to come to Canada via Express Entry program, and here we are today.
Now when Raghav says it is anticipated, we do not know what the number is going to be. It is just that we saw the pattern and accordingly we thought, okay, this is the number that we are going to target, and that is how we started our preparation for IELTS. The first step in this process is to check your eligibility, for which you go to the website, and the link to that website is in the description box below. You go there, put in your details such as your name, your age, your work experience, marital status, or if you have any sibling living abroad, you also get points for that. And there are a lot of things that you get to put in that form. Now once you have this assumed CRS score in place, you will go through the pattern that you see on the website. I mean the latest CRS score that is there on the website, and accordingly you will be working towards your IELTS. At least that is what we did, right?
Exactly.
How and why we decided to come to Canada, I think there's going to be a separate video about that.
But for now, let's move on to the second step wherein we'll be talking about our timeline. We decided to move to Canada in the end of 2019, and by that time we had some bandwidth to work towards it. Pandemic hit us and there was a lockdown.
It was in the month of April 2020 that we decided to start with the process, and the second step was ECA, which is Education Credential Assessment, and we will tell you why we decided to go with this as a second step and not IELTS.
We started with our ECA before IELTS for a particular reason, and that was because of pandemic. All the universities and colleges were closed, and we knew that ECA could take a lot of time, which it actually did, and we are going to talk about the timeline with you guys right now. So we did our ECA through WES and not via ICAS, because at that point in time WES was taking almost 1/4 of the time that was taken by ICAS because of pandemic. So we started our process in April 2020 and we applied to WES, but guess what? Because of the colleges and universities that were closed, we got our transcripts in September 2020.
And that is because there were delays happening. Our families and friends, shout out to all of them, you know who you are. They helped us a lot. We were in Bangalore that point in time.
Yes, we were there.
And the people in Jammu, Chandigarh and Delhi, wherever we have studied, were helping us. I don't even remember who these people were because everything was happening via different people, and we are so thankful to them. Because of all this help from these people, we are here today. Coming back to the West, we got our confirmation receipt in September 2020 and the evaluation was done by October 2020.
Now step number 3, IELTS. We gave our IELTS in the first week of December 2020 while I was in Bangalore
and I was in Himachal, and when the result came, we were in Jammu. Now do you see that we were literally hopping from one home to another and living out of our suitcases for almost
2 years?
Yeah, and it was fun and I do miss that.
The IELTS result was out on December 19th and we were all set with our Express Entry profile. We were just waiting for the IELTS results, and the moment it came, we entered the details and we entered the pool as well. And that was the time when the last draw of 2020 happened on 23rd December. And we were lucky to get into that draw.
Our score was 470 and the draw was for 468. And that is how we got our ITA, which is invitation to apply, which is like a golden letter. Actually, we were really happy.
And we are the first immigrants from both our families, and we were very happy, super excited. And I think that we really prepared well in advance for all the documentation that was required in order to submit our profile.
Well, we thought so. It wasn't the case, because when we started doing it, we got to know that there is was literally 60, 70, 80. I don't know how many documents we had to collect once again. We had a window of 2 months.
Yeah, so the window was 2 months to submit all the documents.
Yes, and we got stuck at some places because again everything was closed and we were at different places.
And I think the major issue was my PCC,
Yeah.
wherein it was stuck for a longer time. While Akanksha had her PCC done way before, I was still waiting for the certificate.
So like I said, the ITA came on 23rd December 2020. We were aiming to get all our documents submitted by 15th of January, I remember.
Exactly.
15th January 2021. We were able to submit our documents on 31st January 2021, and within 15 to 20 minutes we got our AOR,
which is acknowledgement of receipt.
and I was so excited because I thought it is just going to take 6 months and we'll be in Canada, because at the end of the day I really wanted to settle in, be it in India or in Canada, because while you enjoy hopping from one place to another, you also want stability in life, and I was kind of done with moving from one place to another. But who knew it was the longest waiting period of our life.
Exactly, 1 year and 7 months.
Yeah.
And before we move forward, I really wanted to let you know that our reference letters were in place from both our organizations, and our proof of fund was also sorted.
And also, while submitting our documents on 31st January 2021, we paid 2 fees. One was processing fees and the other one was right to PR fee, which was I think around 2070 for a family of 2, and right now it has increased to almost 2700 Canadian dollars, and I think it is little expensive now.
Yes, it's about almost $600.
Yeah, that's a lot.
So after submitting our documents and getting the AOR, we were hoping to get some news within 6 months, but that did not happen. So we decided to order in GCMS notes in August 2021. So the notes costed us around $20, which took a lot of time, and we got the GCMS notes in November 2021. And when we saw the GCMS notes, it was mentioned that the eligibility and security was not even started.
And that really demotivated me because it was almost going to be a year and there was nothing that was happening on our application. And then comes the next year, which is 2022, and there was another setback, which is
our medical exam expired in January 2022.
And since we were part of a lot of online conversations, we started looking for options to get our re-medical done.
And we were looking at different places. We looked at Chandigarh, Ludhiana, Jalandhar, and guess what? There were no appointments available up until March 2022.
Yeah, so we got it done from Chandigarh at the first week of March, which is March 2022,
Yeah.
right? Last year. And that is how our re-medical was done. And I think that was the best decision we made, because the number of draws and the conversations that were happening in the WhatsApp group that we were part of, we saw people getting ADR, which is additional documents required.
And also PCC requests. Now the worst part about PCC was at that point in time, because of pandemic, there were no appointments available for the next 2 months.
We did not receive any additional requirements.
Fast forward June 11, 2022, 4:45 a.m. in the morning, we received the golden email.
Is it the golden email or the ITA was golden email?
This is the golden email wherein we got our PPR.
Yeah, I remember we were in Himachal at my place. He just woke me up like this. I was like, why are you getting up early in the morning?
So what happened? She was sleeping and I got an email that there is an update on the profile.
Yeah.
So I opened the laptop, logged in, and I checked the document. It was the PPR. And then I woke her up and I just smiled.
So that was the golden day. I mean, it was a very important decision of our life. We wanted to go here or here, somewhere. I mean, we were looking for the decision for so long. And the timing of this email is so hilarious, but we are going to make a second part to that and you'll get to know how and why. But for now, let's move to the next part, which was resigning. I had already discussed with my employer that point in time, and the team was really nice. So they helped me with reducing my notice period, and my last working day with that organization was 15 July 2022.
So after receiving the PPR on 11th June, we submitted our passports on June 20th and we got the stamped passports and COPR back on July 5th.
And since my notice period was quite short, we decided to bid adieu to our families on 20th of July 2022. I know it's been a year since we have seen our families, and we went to Delhi.
In Delhi, we met our friends, our relatives, and then we went to Bikaner to see my brother and family. We stayed there for 2-3 days and came back.
It was one of the most emotional time. I mean, we were going for our dreams and leaving everything that we have earned and have had relations with behind. I can feel that right now. It makes me very emotional, but at the same time, I'm really hoping to meet my family very soon. Now, coming back to the timeline, we came to Canada on 28th July 2022, and the date today is
28th July 2023.
we are making the video specifically today, exactly 1 year after we have moved to Canada.
To be really honest, it was not an easy choice. It was not an easy decision.
It was a roller coaster, like we are going to discuss that in some video in the future maybe.
To come here, leaving everything behind.
Especially our parents, both our parents, and yeah. I don't want to end this video on an emotional note. We will just let you know the timeline.
It took us 1 year and 7 months from the date of our ITA to landing in Canada.
If you have any questions related to our journey, you can let us know and we would love to answer that for you.
And make sure you do your own research before moving to Canada because the processes keeps on changing.
And just to let you know, we did our entire process by ourselves. I know it was time consuming, but I think it was worth it.
So this is it for today's video, guys. It's been 1 year.
And we are still figuring out what's in store for us. In order to see that, please make sure that you subscribe to my channel.
Comment down below if you really like the video.
And like also.
And like as well.
And maybe share it with your friends, and we would love to share our journey with you. Like I said, we are not going to talk too much. It's going to be very emotional. Bye. We'll see you in our next video.
Bye.
Bye.